We're going to have a bit of fun today. We're going to talk about Christmas gifts for safety professionals. Is that even possible? Let's jump into the intro and then we'll get right into it. What's up, people? Welcome back to Rebranding Safety. Rebranding Safety is a YouTube channel and podcast, and exactly what it says on the tin. We're trying to change the perception of safety and risk management, hopefully make the world a little bit better. Let's talk about Christmas gifts for the safety professional. You probably watching this, you are the safety professional, so it's probably not for you, but hopefully it's going to come up on people's Google when they're like searching for Christmas presents, and I don't know, Google's worked out they are safety professionals. So we're going to go through a couple of things. We're going to go through some boring things. We're going to go through some maybe not expected things, and then some big spender tech stuff that kind of saves my life on a day-to-day basis. First, we're going to start off with the one thing that all safety professionals do, which is read books. So we got Critical Steps by three amazing gentlemen. We've actually done an interview with Tony, Ron, and Jim on Rebranding Safety, so you can go check that out. But this is Critical Step. We've also got Bob and Andrea's Guide to Operational Learning. There's quite a few good little tips and tricks in here about running work, whether you call it learning teams or whatever, it doesn't really matter. These are just really good tips on how to run a workshop to learn more about work. So these are really good books. Any safety professional are probably going to enjoy most of these. Field Guide to Understanding Human Error by Sidney, Dekker. Bit of an old classic, but still, if you've not really got into that world of human error, or they're struggling with that, or they're quite early on in their career, probably a good place to start. One of the first books I ever read that started to change my mindset, and we actually did, I think one of the first videos we did on Rebranding Safety is a review of this book. So Mind Your Own Business by Dame Judith, Hackitt and Andrew Sharman. Our Iceberg is Meltdown, one of my favourite books, just because it's just beautiful. It's, what do you call it, a fable or whatever? Where they use pictures. It's a story about penguins, but ultimately the message is about how to manage change. Very nice book, probably a really nice Christmas gift this would be. And finally, The Fearless Organisation, and this is one of my top recommendation books. Fearless Organisation by Amy is outstanding. And even if you're not a safety professional, you should read this book. Other books that I don't have with me because I've lent them out that 100% should be on the top of the list. Matthew Syed, Rebel Ideas, which I go on about all the time. Matthew Syed, Black Box Thinking as well. Two very good books. Maybe get them in a deal. There's a lot of other Matthew Syed books that are also really good as well, but those two for your safety professional is probably top of my list. Then we've also got Meltdown by Chris and Andras. I don't have that book because I've also lent that one out, but outstanding. We've had Chris on the podcast, so if you want to learn some more about that, go listen to that. But that is a great book, a real good kind of gateway book into more understanding of resilience and complexity and stuff like that. So probably for someone who's maybe second, third year in their safety career, spot on book for them. Okay, that's the book. So I'm going to go through this at a quick pace because we've got a lot to cover and I want to keep this video nice and short. So moving on to some of the boring bits, some tools and PPE. Yes, why would you buy someone PPE? But ultimately PPE is not cheap. And if their employer is buying it for them, unfortunately, you tend to find people buy the cheapest stuff. And it's not always the best stuff. They all are safe and they're all manufactured, hopefully, to the right standards, obviously. But sometimes you get better PPE if you spend a little bit more money. We've done a whole video on our PPE box. We've gone through everything that we've got. And I would totally recommend all of that. So go and check out that. But if you're wondering, kind of a nice hard hat, you know, a good hard hat, particularly if you're in construction or wearing a hard hat a lot of the time, getting a good one can really, really help them. Good safety boots, you know, they're going to be wearing these all the time probably, particularly if they're in those construction or engineering type environments, be wearing them all the time. So ones that look nice, ones that feel nice, are not cheap. So have a look at those. It feels silly, right, buying someone safety boots. You know, what did you buy your son or daughter? Some safety boots. But ultimately, like I say, people tend to go for the cheapest ones for PPE, and some of the nicest, most comfortable PPE I wear wasn't cheap. Also, if you wear prescription, I wear glasses, so I wear prescription glasses, prescription safety glasses. You know, they're a game changer for me. One, I can see. Two, I don't get a banging headache if I wear my prescription safety glasses. I'll just flip these off and put the other ones on. Or ultimately, just nice safety glasses. Bit hard to find in the UK, but if you're outside the UK, there's some great resources for get some really nice looking safety glasses. Okay, if you're a safety professional in your family, you know that they run like training or workshops. These are some of the best little things that I often buy a lot of. So start off with magic whiteboard sheets. These are surprisingly not cheap, but they are amazing. You just pull out this sheet and you stick it to a wall. No glue, no adhesive, no nothing. It's done by static, and it sits on it. Boom, you've turned the wall into a white paper. Absolute game changer. This literally lives in my car, and I take it everywhere with me because you just never know. And most safety professionals run a lot of workshops, they run a lot of training. Absolute great just tool. I don't know, what would you call it? Great thing to have. So if they don't know about these, great way to introduce them. Buy it for their Christmas. Another little whiteboard related one are these dry erase whiteboard little cards. So they're only you can see the size of them on this box. They're 4 inches by 6 inches, which is 101 mil by 152 mil. They're not massive, but they're great. So you get those with little pens. You could use these for like just writing the name on. Little exercise, just making like little, I don't know, at 1 to 10, write a number on your card kind of thing. Whatever kind of exercise, icebreaker, whatever you're doing, these are great little things to have. So you don't have to get everyone up, put them on the whiteboard. They can just have their own little mini whiteboard. You can get bigger ones than these, but I take an absolute shed load of these everywhere with me. Shout out to Peter Jenkins for this, but a torch. I gave him a lot of stick one day for carrying around a torch. I actually carry 2 now because it's just so handy to have a torch with you all the time. Safety professionals tend to be particularly fire assessors as well. Anyone who's in that kind of auditing, safety, risk management type of role, that are looking at buildings or assessing areas, they're often in little nooks and crannies and dark areas. I can just turn the light on, have a little look around. So a torch, very good. Particularly for a fire risk assessor, if your safety professional in your family does fire risk assessments, a laser measurer. I've just got a cheap one here, Bosch from B&Q. You can get really good ones. This one is not the best, but it's okay. It does the job. Press a button, boom, you got the measurement. Great little tool. Okay, moving on to tech/big spender. So a couple of little things first. When I travel around a lot, one of these, this is a StarTech USB extender. So I get 3 extra USB slots and Infonet slot, you know, like the internet thing. Most laptops, everyone works off laptops nowadays, most laptops don't have a massive amount of USB slots. Some don't even have a Ethernet cable, so I carry that around with me pretty much everywhere. Very handy thing to have. This one's from StarTech, but you can get them everywhere. I actually have 2 of these. So this is a collapsible laptop, stand. So I've got one permanently set up on my desk, but you can actually use this for tablets. You can even use it for your phone because it goes out and in. I just got this one off Amazon, but safety professionals are always going on about people being ergonomic and they're not ergonomic themselves. So very handy little tool. You can get better ones that raise it up, but I just like this one because it slots in my bag nicely. Comes with a little bag as well, which is always nice. Okay then, and the 2 big spender items I have are a good rucksack. So I've got this one, or I think I might have just made a really loud noise on there. I've got this one from 3 Peaks. This is a damn good bag, and it also comes with like these little bags that perfectly slot in them, and you can also get a weekender bag and it all just works and slots together. For me, that's just perfect. I don't have to think about it. I'm going to do a video on these, so if you want to know some more about the specific 3 Peaks bag, then watch that. But ultimately, they'll be carrying a bag with probably loads of PPE, tools, laptop chargers, absolutely everything around with them a lot, particularly if they're covering multiple areas. So a good rucksack is always a very good gift. Now, if you are looking to spend quite a bit of money, and this is not safety specific, but it is something that has absolutely transformed my life, is an iPad. This iPad has literally it's taken over my life in a positive way. I also have the Apple Pencil, which I would highly recommend. So I used to live in like a file of facts and notepads, and it was a mess. It was stressful, and now I live on this. My notes are on this, everything is on this. It's probably likely that they, and the business have Microsoft 365. So you can literally get OneNote, you get absolutely everything on here with no extra money, or you just need the device and the pencil, and then you can do handwritten notes. The added little thing I have on here is, I think it's called Paperlike, which is like a screen protector. It's supposed to make it feel like paper, kind of like the Remarkable stuff. It's not as good as that, but it does help the slip a little bit more, so you don't really feel like you're on glass. But once you get used to it, it really doesn't make a difference, to be honest. I didn't get the Remarkable for a reason that I also need an app. So particularly if you start, shout out to Risk Assessor, particularly if you start using risk assessment apps and things like that, any other app in safety, you can do the app and use a note taking and everything, emails, absolutely everything. I do not let go of this. It goes everywhere with me. So if you are looking to spend a little bit of money on a safety professional or a traveling professional, game changer, absolute game changer. And finally, if your safety professional is a fan of rebranding safety, just a little couple of things that you can get from us. Firstly, you can have absolutely free the guide to how to rebrand safety. This is our introduction guide. This is our first of many guides. I'm a bit of a geek, so we didn't want to write a book. I wanted to write kind of like magazine styles, you know, like you used to get comics back in the day. So you can get that for free. All you need to do is DM me on LinkedIn or drop me an email, james@riskfluentltd.com. Tell me you want one, give me your address, and I'll send you one. You can also get, before it's officially out in the market, if you email us, you can have context cards. We're going to do a video about these, and convo cards. We're going to do a video about these. Long story short, in here there is a massive number of contributory factors to an error, to an accident, to anything that could go wrong in a business. These are great cards to help you facilitate learning teams, pre-mortems, investigations, absolutely anything. We're going to do a video about these so you know some more, but drop me a line if you want a deck of these. They're really nice, they're really sexy. Like, I'm biased obviously because we made them, but I just think they're really stylish. These ones, convo cards, these are cards with loads of different questions that you can ask when you're out on the shop floor. So if you want to go out and learn more from the shop floor, or you know that there's safety professionals walking around always talking to people, this will help them get a bit more strategic and targeted on that as well. And again, they're nice, they look nice and so on. So good gift for them as well. If you want these two, they're not officially on market yet, but you can drop us an email, riskfluentltd.com, or if you're watching this in any other year later, and just check out our website, riskfluentltd.com. Okay, I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, hopefully there is more than enough ideas there for Christmas gifts for the safety professional. The strangest video I think I've ever done on this channel, and I've done some strange videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Safe.